Hello my loves, I'm Ellie Frost. Thank you so much for being on my channel where we are talking about the multi-dimensional approach to rapidly and radically healing and transforming during and after narcissistic abuse. On this video, I'm going to talk about raising your vibration after narcissistic abuse. The reason I'm bringing this up is because a lot of us have been talking about manifestation principles. I talk about it all the time. And a lot of people will tell you, just raise your vibration. What does this mean? It basically means when we are at a higher vibration, so the lower vibrational energies don't attract our best lives. The higher our vibrational quality is, but it's not just an emotion. You see, our vibration, this is what I keep teaching about energetic field, is more than our emotions. So people think, well, if I'm just feeling in love, I'm attracting just love. It's bigger than that. We have, this is what I didn't understand fully and is not taught and understood, is that, or not widely anyway, not that I could find. So our energetic field is way more than just our emotional state. So even if you're in a low emotion, your energetic field, your vibration could be high. You can actually be feeling sad and still be quite a good, strong energetic match to much higher frequency. So it's not your emotions. Your energetic field is beyond your emotions, right? Just bear with me on this. But I said the other day, and this is the truth of it, the strongest vibration wins. So you might think, and this is what a lot of people have had trouble with manifestation, I'm thinking positive thoughts, I'm doing positive things, I'm kind of in good expectation, I don't know why I keep not attracting what I want, or attracting what I want and it comes with a load of crap. Or the cycle we talked about that I was just talking about this morning in my Sovereign program, windfall loss, which was my story. I had my dominant vibration needed to be stability, safety, security, but it wasn't. I didn't know that. I wasn't every day fearing loss, but my dominant vibration for a lot of it was fear of loss. So I was attracting loss. No matter how high I got, I would attract the loss. That was a trauma response, energetically. An energetic trauma in my field. You see, when I'm teaching about trauma, what I'm teaching you in Sovereign is it doesn't matter to some extent. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, it really matters for your life. But in my work, I'm not concerned with how many traumatic experiences you've had overall. Because in terms of, can we clear it in that process? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Can we? Yes, we can. Because what I understood was the amount of traumatic experiences isn't the thing. There are core root traumas that keep getting reignited and they're core wounds that get reignited most of the time. Now, they cause a number of traumatic experiences, but it's not the number of experiences that's relevant. It's just whether we clear the energetic charge to that trauma, get it out your field, which is what I do with people, right? When it's out your field, you're no longer an energetic match. If good things happen, but they always come with bad things, you manifest, but it always comes with something you don't like. It's not a clean manifestation. If it's up and down, windfall loss, this means the predominant energy, the predominant vibration in your field, which is different to just your emotions, is trauma. It's the missing link. So when you combine trauma release energetically, and when I release trauma, it's like it doesn't matter how negative the trauma is. I was saying this Sovereign as well today. So you know, even if you've been in very low, like you're feeling a lot of guilt and shame and fear and grief, you know, the lower emotions, it doesn't matter in terms of clearing trauma. Actually, when I'm doing this work with people, where that sits, it's just an energetic charge that we remove. When the energetic charge is gone, you don't have the same emotional response. It's the energetic charge causing the emotional response. The body goes first from the energy field, right? One of the biggest lies of trauma that will go through your mind is the fear, because our body thinks what's happened to us before is going to happen again. So the body will go into a subconscious program of expectation of loss. You'll notice after narcissistic abuse often that narcissistic abuse is normally in cycles. They keep repeating the same thing. You'll go through a love bomb, then you'll go for a crash. Then you'll go for a love bomb and you'll go for a crash. They'll often be quite timely, right? They'll build you up and burn you down, build you up and crash you down. That's how you keep someone very traumatized and shocked and not in their energy field locked. They can't move on. That's why they do it. So your body will expect that crash naturally without anything having to happen in your life. Your life could be very consistent and your body will still do it. Now, the problem with your body doing that is now you're going to be an energetic match to actually match your energy field. So to more things actually leading to a crash. And your mind, your subconscious thoughts think that something bad's going to happen. You think it's your intuition. It's not. It's a trauma response. This is what I clear in Sovereign with you. You have to deal with it in the energy field, right, to really clear it. Knowing what your trauma is doesn't clear it. Talking about your trauma, it doesn't heal it often. It doesn't actually heal the charge often. You know what I mean? Doing the energy work does. Doing the energy clearings, doing the sequence I teach you, getting it out your body in the way I teach you how to, does. Now from there, you've got an energetic reset. There's no point, you can't reprogram over a bad foundation. So it's like, if I just try and, I was saying this as well in Sovereign, like, affirmations are great, but it depends on what you're working from. An affirmation like, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, when you're broke and you're in a lot of fear about money, is going to create resistance in the body to that affirmation. You've got to find affirmations that your body can get behind, right? They've got to be bridge the gap, not too far a stretch. And again, another, guys, everyone agrees, yes. Energy's high. Another great thing to know is that you don't have to worry about your emotions in the way you think you do, because your emotions are not your energetic match. They're not your whole energy field. So, you know, you can have a bad day. It's not going to affect your manifestation. If you stay there and then compound it with lots of thoughts attached to that negative emotion, then you're more likely, because with every emotion you're adding to a thought, you're adding energetic charge. Do you see? That's why people teach you, when you really want something, to feel really great about it. That's why I teach you, like, love your stuff into being, because when you've got love, a very high energetic charge, love is a very high frequency, it's got a big energetic charge that you can put towards the manifestation. When you do that, you're even more of a match to it in the universe. But trauma and the lower vibrational energies like shame, grief, loss have a high energetic charge, even though they're low vibrational, right, on a scale, because of the amount of pain they cause you. So the energetic charge is strong, even if it's low vibrational. It's the energetic charge we need to be aware of. It's not as complicated as it sounds, and actually I've made it very simple to get rid of. Yeah, because as I say, it comes down to some core traumas, and once you energetically release them, you don't even intellectually have to know what you're releasing, although often you'll purge memories as you purge it, but you won't be attached energetically to the memories. They won't re-traumatize you. That's the beauty of what I do with people. So that's when you work on the energetic field with it. So like, you don't have to think your way through all your traumas and try and discover them and then try and like think them out. You can't think out. It's a feeling problem. It's an energy problem, not a thinking one. You can't solve a feeling with a thinking. Nor do you need to. The beauty of it is you haven't got to remember everything. You haven't got to go through it all. And in my work, you don't. We go energetically and release it. The body knows what to do. And then we reset the system, come into our sovereignty, find out who you actually are underneath all that stuff that you've been taught and been doing and been playing, the roles you've been playing, who you thought you had to be. Who are you? And who do you want to be now, right? Where do you want to belong? You get to choose that in alignment with your soul, right? So that's what I wanted to share, because again, I had studied quantum physics for years. What I hadn't understood was this element. This element was like, wow, that's why. No one on this planet is a bad manifester. Some people are more traumatized, but when you're more traumatized, doesn't mean it's going to take you longer to turn this around once you understand how to release it energetically, you see. It doesn't matter how, you won't have that many traumas, even though you may think you do. You'll have that many traumatic experiences, normally from the same root cause. So all we do is rip it out at its root, reset your system, and then you can go off and create for your life sustainably. I code you for safety in that course. Coding for safety is stability, safety at core in your system. I had to code myself for safety in very chaotic times. I understood this, I channeled it, and I realized this was the key. Like, if I could code myself for safety, I could then create safety and stability around me, because otherwise it was just chaos. And my external circumstances after the narcissistic abuse, and then kind of being on the run, not knowing what I was going to do, was too chaotic. So I had to establish an energetic state first to be an energetic match to more of that. And that's very important for us going forward, because as you go forward, of course, your subconscious is going to remind you of things you've lost and things that went wrong. And it's going to be scary if you do decide, you get called, your intuition is you want a new relationship, or you go for a next big thing, or you go for a job that you really want, but you don't know if you're good enough anymore. You won't feel that way after you've done Sovereign, by the way, but you'll trust yourself. And listen here, you'll feel more confident all the time, because you won't betray yourself, but and you'll feel willing to take the next move, move and move and move again, like I teach you. But when you make those moves, of course some fears and doubts will come into it. Courage always is going to trigger a little bit of fear, but you'll be able to cultivate safety and stability with it, so you can cling on to it, hold on to it. Not cling on to it, sorry, cling on to it is in defense, I'm going to lose this, I've got to do everything not to lose, rather than I keep expanding into my good. You're actually meant to live abundantly on this planet. You're meant to expand, you see. The whole narcissistic cycle is one of complete contraction, a little bit of opening, complete contraction. But this is actually not our nature. So you're meant to roll into your abundant life. You're meant to kind of unfold right into a more stable life. That's not the case when you've been through this kind of trauma. But it is actually what nature wants you to do, right? And I'm just going to put you back into your normal flow, which is to actually be able to process emotions as you go, not get so put off by life that you don't go ahead, not be scared of your emotions, be able to literally process them. They don't affect your manifestations if you're just dealing with emotions in a healthy way, in a way that is honoring yourself, right? Resisting them does. Resisting them keeps you locked in it and more likely to manifest more of it. So I do go through this in Sovereign. If you can get in this week, do. We've got the first Q&A on Saturday. That is live in the group, but you haven't got to be live. People are all over the world in there, and I'm used to doing groups like that. I love doing that. You don't miss out if you're not live. There's so much feedback and interaction there for you to get personal support, right? That's why I love doing it. I don't want to bring out things that are not what I can do. This I put everything into. Which I like, why would I do anything that was less than that? It wouldn't make any sense to me, and I haven't got anything that's more than that, because it would be on a different topic altogether. Someone said, is there going to be a Sovereign too? No, I think it's a masterpiece. There may be something, I've got other courses on other things that you might want to do when you're Sovereign, expand your money consciousness, or build a business, or, energetics around things like that. But I might go into a high manifestation course after Sovereign. That's the thing I was thinking about doing. Maybe. But my only focus is this right now, because I feel like this is the most important work. This is the most important work. Because from it, you can do all those things, right? Anyway, guys, lots of love. I'll speak to you soon.